You gave 90 billion naira to people going on Hajj, but you budgeted 50 billion naira loan for student loan, Emmanuel Osodeke announced to the news in full. ASU President Professor Emmanuel Osodeke has spoken about the 50 billion naira allocated by President Bola Tinubu's administration for a student loan program in the 2024 budget. In a video shared by Channels TV, Osodeke said that while the government allocated 50 billion naira for a student loan program to support young people in getting an education, it also set aside a larger sum of 90 billion naira to subsidize the 2024 Hajj pilgrimage for citizens. See, these subsidies that they always do on pilgrimage is somehow to me because people want to go to Mecca. It is not by force to go to Mecca. If you don't have money to go to Mecca, sit down in your house. This is not by force. Same way it is not by force to go to Jerusalem. But this person is always giving money to people that want to go to Hajj. And yes, people will be having problems with the church. They will not see this one. Nobody has ever complained about the fact that President Tinubu is giving money to people that want to go to Hajj to subsidize their tife or whatever it is. They have never complained. But imagine the table switches, and then you hear that the president is giving Christians 90 billion naira to subsidize on going to Jerusalem. We will not hear the last of it because church is their problem. The mosque is not their problem. Giving 90 billion naira to subsidize 2024 Hajj, and yet they are giving 50 billion naira to students for loan. Is on loan. It's not as if you are giving it to them. But this one, the 90 billion naira is not on loan. You actually gave it to them to go to Mecca. Meanwhile, Mecca is not by force. It is if you have the money to sponsor yourself, you can go. But no, you are giving them money to subsidize it. Osodeke said the 50 billion naira should be offered as a scholarship or grant for underprivileged students instead of a loan. Abio. This, he argued, will better support the education of young Nigerians and help keep them off the streets. True, because the 90 billion naira that you are giving for subsidies to subsidize the money for people that are going to Hajj, why can't you give it to the students? They are even giving them 50 billion naira to loan them, and they are going to pay back. It's not as if when these people finish their education, there's a guarantee for a job. After they finish education, they will still go and start searching for a job, and they might not even see. So many graduates that are still roaming around that don't have a job to say, oh, this is what I do. And yes, they are graduates. And yes, they graduated with distinctions. But there's nothing is working in the country. No industries, no jobs, nothing. So, if it was the church now, you would have they are wasting money on the church. Why would they give 19 billion naira to church and blah, blah, blah? But it is a must now. You did not hear them say anything, no. They did not complain. They did not. In Osodeke exact words, that same government that allocated 50 billion naira to funding the education of young boys and girls so that they can be off the streets can give 90 billion naira to people going on Hajj. People going for private religious engagements, you can give them 90 billion naira. But for the student, the 50 billion naira you said you will give them, they will pay back as a loan. Can you imagine the priorities that we have in this country where the students' education is not that important to you than people going for Hajj, going for religious stuff. This thing is not by force. If you cannot afford it, stay at home. It's not by force to go on Hajj. It's not a sin if you don't go. It's not everybody that will go to Jerusalem that will go to Hajj. But you are sponsoring these people with 90 billion naira free of charge, and you do this every year. Yet you are giving 50 billion naira to students on a loan. They have to pay it back. It is well. It is really well. The things that are prioritized in this country. Carlo Uchechi says Muslims will go to any length to rig election for Tinubu. They would import strangers as threaten Tinubu's enemies. Can you do that? Tinubu knows that no educated man will support him in 2027. He decides to do everything to be loved by the jihad. That's his problem. He's doing everything to be loved by the jihad. Okay now. Ibemigyo says complete misplacement of priority, and that has been one of our greatest problems. Instead of spending money on research and innovative and productive ventures that will enhance economic development, they place priorities on things that are flimsy and ought to be personal issues. That is why instead of moving forward, we are beating about the bush, to which the rest of the world has left us behind. Very unfortunate indeed. They have left us They don't leave us behind. Tay. We are like 30 years behind. I'm telling you. Before Nigeria will get to the point where China is right now. China, do you know how they have improved their country? China has gone way ahead of us. Even Ghana, South Africa, they are way better than Nigeria. And yet we have all the resources. We have the money in this country. But our major problems are our politicians. If we can get politics right in this country, then Nigeria will become Dubai in the next 5 years because they know the right thing to do. And there is money. If they actually want to do it, they will do it. But they rather put us in poverty, put us in suffering, so that every time there is election, they will use that poverty as a leverage to come and give rice, to give 5,000 naira, so that you will sell away your future again for the next 4 years. I know that they are rigging election, but come 2027, anybody that votes for these people, then suffer no dey tire you. Let us still forget the fact that, they might rig the election. Yes, we know they might rig it, but at least nobody should vote for them. If nobody votes for them, they will not have numbers to change. They will not have anything to change because at least nobody voted for them. So we really need to get it right come 2027. I really hope we do. Clemson says, Oga Prof, you go speak grammar tire. T-Pain no get conscience. Don't be deceived by his pretense. He doesn't have conscience. True, he doesn't. In the economy says that is how we roll in Nigeria. And is that supposed to be a good thing? Where we place religion over the lives of citizens, over the education of your youth that you claim that they are the leaders of tomorrow. Borrowing them money, meanwhile you are dashing money to people that want to go on pilgrimage. It is wrong. It is very wrong. Samson Babatunde says the student loan should be given highest priority, even if it is 200 billion, so the children of the poor can go to school. They don't want people to go to school. They don't want people to be educated. They don't want you to know your history, so that they will keep you in darkness every time there is election. Imagine people knew history about the things that Buhari has done when he was the first military president of the country. Nobody would have voted for him. When he came outside in 2015, nobody would have voted for him. But yes, they keep people in the dark. They've removed history from our curriculum. Thank God for filmmakers now that are making us know our history. If not, nobody knows history in this country since when they have removed history in our curriculum. Nobody knows anything because they don't want us to know. They want to keep us in the dark. And so that people will not know that in the next coming years now, the next generation coming, because they've removed history. Imagine somebody like Tinubu will now come out again in like 5-6 years time again, and then they will say they should vote for him because people do not know the things that he has done, the atrocities that he has committed, because there is no history in the country. So we really hope that we get it right in our country, because these people, they do not care about us. They'll rather lavish money on religion than to spend on education, than to spend it on building industries and things that will make the life of the citizens better. It is well. Gabriel Akang says that is their wisdom, very limited. It is indeed very limited. It is well. My listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.